Today I want to talk about why there's nothing special about blockchain. You may have heard people say that they don't believe in Bitcoin, but they do like blockchain. And so that's what I want to address today. And today's a great day to do it because it's the 14th anniversary of the publishing of the Bitcoin white paper, which was published by Satoshi on Halloween of 2008. I'll link to the paper in the description notes below so that you can take a look at it if you want to, especially read the abstract. I think it's quite interesting. So is it really true that there's nothing special about blockchain? I would say yes, that blockchains are a fairly cumbersome way of running things. And in almost all cases, you're much better off just using a centralized database, which is going to be much, much faster, simply because you're not going to need to broadcast that information across the internet and allow it to propagate across a large network. So the only reason to use a blockchain really instead of a centralized database is when that decentralization and that neutrality are more important to you than speed. And the main use case for something that is decentralized and neutral, really the largest use case, is money itself, where you want to have a neutral stance towards everyone who interacts with the system. And this is why you don't want your money issued by a corporation, you don't want your money issued by Facebook or Meta, certainly, and you don't want your money issued by a government, because it's simply giving them too much control. And that control may not be abused at the beginning, but it ends up always being abused by the end, with governments taking advantage of people, stealing from them through money printing and inflation, and in that way harvesting their life energy and really stealing their time, because you're stealing the fruits of their labors, which has taken place over time. So why are there so many blockchain projects if blockchain is not a very special innovation? It's because, and this is the real reason, it's because it's been a workaround to allow companies and corporations and venture capitalists and scammers to skirt U.S. securities laws. It's a way for a software company to pretend that it's decentralized and to issue unregistered securities in the form of crypto or tokens. So what then is Satoshi's real innovation if it's not blockchain? I would say, if I had to sum it up in just a single sentence, that Satoshi's real innovation is this. It's combining proof of work with a distributed network as a way to achieve consensus without needing to rely on a third party. And of course, the main use case for a system like that is money itself. So I always find it quite ironic when people want to rip out the very heart of Bitcoin, which is proof of work. And this is what we've been fighting and talking about a lot on this channel, especially in the lead up to the Ethereum merge. When people want to rip out the very heart of Bitcoin, which is proof of work, in the name of innovation or environmental concern, these are people who don't understand how important proof of work is for ensuring the neutrality of the system. And a lot of people who are behind this, of course, are people who have made their money by dumping tokens on retail investors, people like Chris Larsen, who's been helping to finance this Greenpeace campaign that we talked about, where they want to make Bitcoin move from proof of work to proof of stake, which is never going to happen. Of course, Bitcoin can be forked. Anyone can fork it. I would encourage Chris Larsen and Greenpeace actually to fork it. Give me those proof of stake tokens from proof of stake Bitcoin, and I will dump them as quickly as I can for real Bitcoin, which is proof of work Bitcoin. You cannot have neutral money with proof of stake, and this is one reason why governments and why billionaires would like to see Bitcoin move to proof of stake, because then they'd be able to control it through the validators. You cannot have neutral money with proof of stake. If it doesn't start off being captured due to a pre-mine or pre-sales, things like Cardano, Ethereum, etc., it always ends up getting captured by the end. And this is what, of course, has happened with Ethereum. We've talked a lot about it this year. We can see that in the last day, for example, 63% of the blocks have been enforcing U.S. government censorship. And they have to do this because these are large regulated corporations that are the main validators that control the Ethereum blockchain now. So the next time you hear someone say that they don't like Bitcoin, but that they do like blockchain technology, you will know that you're speaking with someone who either has some vested interest in selling you a token, or they just haven't put in the time to really understand either Bitcoin or the crypto space in general. I'm sure I'll get the Bitcoin Maxi comments in the comment section below. So I want to link to this old video as well. Why am I such a mean Bitcoin maxi, so people can get a little bit more perspective around this. But one of the main reasons, of course, is because proof of work, distributed proof of work, is the real innovation and not blockchain. And once you understand that blockchain is a way of working around U.S. securities laws and that window is closing quite rapidly, you'll understand why Bitcoin is so special, why Bitcoin was this historical accident that can never be repeated, and why Bitcoin's immaculate conception, where the founder left, is so important.